Tell us, sort of from your client standpoint, the marketer standpoint, what do they want to know about video, and what can you provide them?
Sure. So, I mean, the types of things that they're looking for is the best place to actually place their advertising, not all that surprisingly. So on the macro level, they want to try to figure out what are the best sources, who has the highest audience, who has the number of streams, that type of fun stuff. On a micro level, they're looking for a lot of different types of engagement metrics. So taking a look at the number of streams per person on a specific channel, so they can know, for example, what the reach and frequency of their actual campaign is going to be. They want to know what different types of bundling of different types of streams from different types of sites will be, so they can reach optimal targets, things along those lines.
I see. And what exactly can you tell? You can tell them how long something is watched, or the demographics, or give us an idea of how granular you get.
Right, so what we can do is we can say who's watching it from the demographic standpoint, what they're watching, and to some degree or another how long they spend watching that thing. And so that thing could be a 20-second clip on YouTube, or it could be an hour of Heroes. It really depends. And so what we try to do with them is try to sort of value that viewing experience in a different way, much in the same way that our sort of parent Nielsen TV does. The major difference, though, is that we're looking at a very, very broad variety of formats of video versus sort of more linear TV video. I think that more of what we're looking for and what we're working with different networks to do, different types of streaming broadcasters to do, is really understanding the value of their audience from a targeting standpoint, from an efficiency standpoint, really being able to understand if an ad is viewed now, does it have an impact down the road? So, for example, through some joint products that we have with HomeScan, we're able to say, well, if Coke runs a pre-roll, or if Coke runs some type of ad within a video environment, we can then chart that back to actually offline purchase. So we can figure out whether or not there's actually a lift in Coke sales because of that Coke ad being run within a stream. And also knowing the optimal number of streams that actually will get the price to where it needs to be.
And tell us about the, in a simple way, how the system works, how you track the numbers of streams.
What we do is it's a mix between both panel and server-side metrics. So panel metrics are what most people are familiar with when they think of Nielsen Online. So they think of the little piece of software that sits on somebody's PC that's tracking what they do. And we're using that to some degree to be able to pick up what sites they're going to, whether or not a stream's been initiated, how long they're spending watching the stream, etc. But what that doesn't really do a very good job counting is the actual number of streams generated. And so what we do is that we also use a type of server-side methodology, tagging on the actual video streams itself, to be able to count the number of streams an individual has, to be able to show a good time number. So it syncs up much closer with our own ad-serving metrics or all of that type of fun stuff.
And the downloadable media, is that hard to track now?
It's something we're in the process of doing. I mean, downloadable media comes in so many different flavors, it makes it challenging. It'd be one thing for me to be able to track a downloadable WAV file. It's an entirely different thing for me to be able to track something that exists within iTunes. And so right now we're working to put together an iTunes codex that'll give us a better sense of what exactly is happening within that application. I think we're getting pretty close. With other forms of media, we're much, much closer.